Hello guys, this is Big Frizz here, and we're doing something a little different today. I have a good friend of mine. I've known him on Xbox for about probably a year now, but in terms of playing with him, it'd probably be like 6 months. So, anyways, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Kentucky 210. I'm really into playing Magic right now, and I play some Magic in real life.
Alright, and basically what we're doing in this video is we're going to go over what we think about the game, we're actually going to make a deck tier list. Now, this is our opinion. It could be debated. That's what we want to happen. We want some debates. So if you disagree with our tier list, you guys could go ahead and comment or whatever. But first, we want to talk about how long we've been playing about the video game. How long we've been playing the video game. We want to talk about the video game and what needs to be fixed about the video game, and pretty much why we deserve to talk about the video game. I've been playing this game for, combined with the first game, probably about almost 2 years now. Would you say the same?
Uh, yeah, I would say the same.
Yeah, 2 years. I know I started playing it after watching an Onslaught video where he was playing with a Hutch and APL and Dunkus and seeing how funny that was. And then I saw some of my friends online. I think it was you. No, it was Cyber. I saw Cyber play, and I was like,
I think it may have been a four-way where it was me, Cyber, and Sooty Black.
yeah, yeah, that's right. And I was like, man, I should just download it because now I have friends to play with. And I thought it was just like a group thing, just playing and having fun. And then that's when WMG came in, and it's like, oh, it's just a one-on-one game and being competitive. Would you say the same?
Yeah, that's when I watched WMG videos and I saw them playing 1 versus 1s, and I actually got into 1 versus 1s. That's when I realized that it was more fun that way. It was more competitive.
Yeah, it's a way, when you think about it in real life, it's way competitive in real life. It's fun, but it's very competitive.
And when you're talking about in real life too, you have to specify, because in real life, you're talking about different cards in the actual game.
People,
it's way different.
Yeah, if you play Magic 2012 on Xbox, jumping into the in real life card game, that is a totally different experience.
If any of you have seen copious Robin videos, you understand that. He plays the game a totally different way because of in real life.
So, the video game compared to in real life, obviously in real life is better because that's the pure way to play it. Obviously, you can't play sorceries in your end step, unlike in the video game, which is dumb. I mean, nothing makes you more matter when you play like a Punishing Fire and they play the thing that gets you 2/1/1s and it's a sorcery or something. Or I had somebody play this happened the other day. I killed somebody's artifact with a damage spell. I think it was Incinerate, and he played Hunger of the Nim to keep it alive, which is a fucking sorcery. And why you even have that in your deck is ridiculous, but whatever.
I mean, there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, and then when you tap people down, any of those abilities skips your main phase, which can get infuriating at times, but you know, that's
you learn to deal with it.
Yeah, pretty much. But all in all, this is, when it comes to new people learning the game, this is perfect. It's perfect because you get the decks, you're learning how to play, everything's set up for you nicely, you know.
Yeah, compared to in real life, this is a much cheaper way to learn how to play.
That too, very. Any people going into real life Magic, let me tell you something. If you're not gonna spend money, don't even bother. I'm playing the cheapest way, and that's $10 a pop every week. So.
Ooh, that's $10 a pop. Oh.
Yeah, and that's cheap to me because I only do the drafts. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not making decks right now. I'm trying to better myself in real life Magic.
You're looking at I go to other tournaments. They're $5 a pop, so that's probably the least money you're gonna spend.
Yeah, is that booster drafts $5? No, you do the constructed
tournament. Yeah, constructed tournament.
See, that's different though. You could say constructed is actually more expensive because now you gotta buy cards and set up a deck and buy a deck and
Not even, not even.
Whereas $10, I'm getting 3 packs and doing booster drafts. So
I mean, we'll talk if people want. We can talk about in real life in a separate video. But
yeah, we'll probably do that next time. But yeah, the difference is huge. But thanks to the video game, that's the reason why we play in real life Magic. So with that, let's get on to the deck tiers. And there's 19 decks in Magic 2012. If you couldn't keep count.
that I know for me that surprised me. I'm not used to having 19 decks.
Yeah, well, you thought it was 12. I thought that was hilarious. 19 decks, and we all agree that the bottom tiers goes like this in any particular order. It's Dragon Roar, Apex, Machinations, Ancient Depths, Trinity of Elements, and Dark Heavens. These are the worst decks in the game. With that said, this isn't like the first game. You can win with any one of these decks. These decks all have win conditions, but these decks are just hard to win with. The I would say the best out of here is between Dark Heavens and Trinity, and maybe Ancient Depths. But
I would argue, I would argue Dark Heavens and Trinity are definitely the best.
I like Trinity. Trinity's fun. There's nothing scarier than haste, especially in this format, because if you got a Mana War and you got the thing that gives everything haste, and you have some creatures out there like the 3/3 give everybody, or no, the 2/2 elf that gives everybody +3/+3.
Yeah.
You could deal somebody like 10 damage in one turn. You know, that's fun.
Which has happened. I have done that.
Yeah, same here. I've done it too. Dark Heavens, once you get to the 5th or 6th land, that's when you got to start freaking out about what's going to happen.
Really. Yeah, you pretty much, if you hit land draw 5 with that deck, you won. The problem is hitting land draw 5 with that deck.
Yes. Terramorphic, you got the Terramorphic Expanse and the walls to help you get there. But all in all, it's still not an amazing deck, and it shouldn't beat the other decks we're about to talk about. So bottom tier, these are the decks that are, you could win, but really it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult. So the mid tier here, the mid tier decks go like this in any order. It's Cloudburst, Auramancer, Treefolk deck, Wielding Steel, Strength of Stone, March to War, Elves, Zombies, and the discard pile. Any opinions on this?
The one thing I have to say is number 13, which I have number 13 of the top 19 decks, Cloudburst.
Yeah, you wanted to put that in the bottom tier.
Yeah, that deck is good. That deck maybe could be, bottom tier 1, top tier 2, if it wasn't for this game tapping lands the wrong way.
Oh my god, that's another, bad thing in this game. But, Cloudburst, it gets a bad rap, but it's, it has the things that help it win. Electrode, you got your Into the Royals, your Aether Trade Winds, bolts, lightning bolts. I don't like, the one thing I really don't like in Cloudburst is the fact that the trample haste guys that exile at the end of the turn,
yes.
those could have been just regular dudes. They didn't have to put those in there.
I get why they did for the tricks part, but it's definitely weird. That deck.
It's like they want you to waste an Into the Royal on one of those, which,
yeah.
Come on, I don't want to waste an Into the Royal on that. There's other tricks at hand with that. Nothing's worse than wasting your Into the Royal on a ball lightning or whatever on one of those, and one of your big creatures gets pacified or something, and you don't have your Into the Royal anymore. So doesn't really help. And all these decks in the mid tier, we agree that they're fun. They're not all that competitive. Once you get the way we rank the mid tiers, we have discard, zombies, elves, and March to War on the top half of that mid tier, and we could say those are somewhat competitive. You could win with those.
I would argue you can win with the other decks in Tier 2, Cloudburst, Enchantments, Tree Folk, and Wielding Steel.
You can go with those too. Oh, for sure. These win more than the bottom tier. But we had a hard time. I wanted to put discard in the top tier because just in this format, it seems right. It works well.
I argued when you see Tier 1 and when you see Tier 2 that it relates more with Tier 2 than Tier 1. But
Yeah.
we'll get into Tier 1.
Yeah. So here's the top tier, and I would be surprised if I get any arguments on this one. Top tier is Vamps, Unquenchable Fire, Realm, and Beknighted. And we both agree that, well, you think that Realm is better, but I mean, a lot of people think that Beknighted is like this overpowered pile.
Beknighted, people do say it's overpowered, but are they forgetting about the original overpowered deck, Realm? Like, that's...
Come on. Illusions wasn't all that overpowered.
It was. And it still is. If any of you guys watching the video have disagreements, go into custom matches and play Realm. You will win. I guarantee it.
See, my disagreements with any of these decks being overpowered is the simple fact that in the first game, you had Vamps. Everybody thought Vamps is overpowered, and it is. And the reason why it is because the only thing that you could almost beat Vamps with was Mono Red, maybe the Green Red White, and what was the other one? Dragons, and maybe the Dragons. And that's if you drew your lands on those tricolors. Because if you didn't draw your lands on the tricolors, you're done. You're not winning. So, and then Mono Red was the one that had the best shot. Because you don't got to worry about lands with that one. You can just burn all day. And the rest of those decks were bottom tier. There was no mid tier with any of those decks. The rest of those decks were just horrible. You weren't winning with Mind Void. That was like what kind of piece of shit deck that was.
They gave an effort. I'll give that to them.
That was their first shot out, and that was just to get people interested in the game. And the fact that it sold well is the reason why Magic 2012 is out now.
And the reason why Magic 2013 will possibly be out.
I don't know. I think what they're going to do is they're just going to keep pumping out decks. They got 19 decks now. That's a lot. I think that was more than the first game. Is it more than the first game?
Way more. First game had like...
Hold on, I'm going to Google it right now because I don't want to look stupid. And people
I want to say it had 16 off the top of my head. I could be wrong.
Magic...
Each expansion had 3.
Planeswalker 2011...
This is live, folks. This is
live Wikipedia right now.
Shout out to Google.
Shout out to Google. Shout out to Wikipedia.
I guess while Frizz is looking that up, I'll make a point that earlier he talked about the tricolor decks in Magic 2009, and I want to talk about the dual colors here because if I look at my rankings in Tier 1, Tier 2, and I look at the top 6, the top 6 decks are all one color. And there's a lot to be said with monocolor decks. You don't have to, like, rely on you drawing a swamp and elves, or rely on you drawing that mountain and March to War.
That's a fact. And then look at the top that we think in the mid-tier. Discard, zombies, elves, which you could run one color, and then March to War would be the next one that only runs 2 colors, but people can run mono white in that one. So, but my disagreement with the deck being overpowered is the simple fact that you can beat it with most decks. You can. I've beaten it with Trinity of Elements. It's actually pretty easy with the tramples and the haste. I mean, Cloudburst does decently against it. Tree Folk surprisingly does amazing because there's a lot of creatures with 3 toughness. Wielding Steel, if you get Flame Sword out there, it's game over. So, yeah. Those are our deck tier discussions, and I'm sorry I couldn't find out how many decks was in the old one, but I'm just going to say that there was less, so whatever. Get over me. Our favorite decks, by the way, do not reflect this tier list, because, let's be honest, playing Mono Blue or the new Mono White yeah, we could win all day, but it's not fun. It's not.
Yeah,
They're boring at times. So, what's your favorite deck?
my favorite deck has to be March to War.
And
Just for a simple fact that there's so many ways to run the deck. The way I run it, most of the times, is a life gain aspect.
yeah, you run Angel's Feathers. Oh my god.
Yes, I do run Angel's Feathers. Get at me. There's one in the deck, and I like it because I'm playing Soul Wardens. I'm playing a Johnny's Pride Mate. I'm playing all my spells are white, so I'm getting life each and every turn.
Oh, you don't. You run the mono white.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I thought you ran.
Because I have to run red, just for a simple fact of the God, what's that card called?
Searing Meditation.
Yes, Searing Meditation.
Yeah.
I'm surprised more people don't run that. That card is amazing.
They don't like the fact that you have to pay mana for it, but because it works well in that deck and gaining life aspect, it's kind of almost worth it.
Yeah, my highest card in here is a 5-drop, so
it's funny. I think March to War is mid tier, but I fucking lose to it a lot.
Especially when you're playtesting against it.
Yeah, I can't playtest against you because it's unfair. Alright, my favorite deck is the Tree Folk deck. Oh my god. I love this deck because nothing is more satisfying than having your Hexproof Dungrove, who's a 5/5, and your 1/3 Battle Wand, who gets bigger every time you lay a forest or a Tree Folk, and just laying down Nature's Lures and Harbingers and whatever little fucking Tree Folk you got, and having a 5/7 and a 6/6 come at you, and realizing, okay, if I don't block one, he's gonna deal 5 damage to me. Son of a bitch, I don't know. I love that deck. It's big and clunky. It's good.
I still remember the play that you made against me the first time I faced Tree Folk. You had all these Tree Folk cards out, and I was killing them with Unquenchable Fire, burning one, burning another, and then you put down Dungrove, and the very next turn you put down Dauntless, that Star Trample.
Yeah.
The Tree Folk deck is so good, yet it can't be top tier.
It's like the only deck where you could keep a 1-land hand and be okay with it. Like if you have 2 Harbingers, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So let's see here. I think that's all we got here for today. But if you guys watched the video and you liked and you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment. If you didn't like it, go ahead and hate on it. I'm sure I'll reply back with some negative feedback as well. But yes, I've been Frizzy and my partner here in Kentucky. Anything you want to say before we go?
Hey, if you want to see more of these, go ahead and post a comment, because I'm up to do more.
Yes, please. And please subscribe, because having only 15 subscribers is depressing. So.
You should do it. I'm subscribed.
What?
I'm subscribed. I would recommend it.
No, don't unsubscribe. Don't listen to this bastard. Okay? Don't do it. Alright. So, yeah, this has been I guess this is the Magic 2000. Nah, it's not a podcast, but we were podcasting about Magic 2012. So you guys have a nice day. Peace out.